You work hard, you bring home the money, you even, make a budget, try to track things. But then the end of the month hits. And you look at your bank balance and just think, where? Where did it all go? It's like it just vanished.
Yeah, into thin air.
Yeah.
Little things here, maybe bigger things there. But the feeling is just frustrating, like you've lost control.
Exactly. That mystery money drain. So frustrating. But what if? What if there was a really simple way, maybe even like super old school, to actually see every dollar leaving?
Like making it unavoidable.
Yeah, unavoidable, maybe even a little bit painful, but in a good way, a way that keeps you on track. We're going to dive deep into something that basically just uses, envelopes.
Envelopes. It sounds almost quaint, doesn't it, in our super digital world?
Right.
But look, this isn't just some dusty old idea. It's got this modern makeover. People call it cash stuffing now. You see it all over TikTok.
Ah, cash stuffing. Okay, I've seen those videos.
Exactly. And it works because of some pretty powerful psychology. We've dug through a ton of stuff for this deep dive advice from financial planners, guides from budgeting sites, even academic studies on spending habits, plus what people are actually saying online about using it.
So what's the mission here?
The mission is to really get to the core of it. What is this cash envelope system? How do you actually do it step by step? Why does handling cash make such a difference? What problems pop up and how do you fix them? And, can you even do this if you don't want to carry cash? We want to give you the shortcuts to understanding it.
Okay, let's get into it. The basic idea seems almost too simple. So what is it, fundamentally?
Fundamentally, it's a budgeting method where you take physical cash, actual bills, and you put specific amounts into different envelopes. Each envelope is labeled for a certain spending category, like groceries or gas.
So I figure out, say, I can spend $400 on groceries this month. I go get $400 in cash and put it in an envelope marked groceries.
That's precisely it. And you do that for all your main variable spending categories.
Variable spending. So not rent or the mortgage.
Right, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the categories where the amount changes.
Yeah.
And like you said, this cash stuffing thing you see online, it's just this system, often with, fancier binders and zip pouches instead of plain paper envelopes.
Gotcha. Same system, different look. And you said it's old school.
Oh yeah, totally. Think before easy credit cards, before debit cards are everywhere. This is how lots of households manage their day-to-day spending. You got paid, cashed the check, and physically divided the money up.
So like literally grandma's system.
Exactly. People call it that, sometimes fondly, sometimes maybe a bit dismissively. But yeah, it relies on that tangible, hands-on approach with physical money.
Okay, simple structure. But there must be something deeper going on. Why is using actual cash the magic ingredient here?
It really comes down to psychology. People like Dave Ramsey really popularized this idea again, focusing on how spending cash feels different than swiping a card.
Feels different how?
When you physically hand over bills, you feel something leaving your possession. It's a tangible loss. It creates friction.
Friction, like a little mental speed bump before you buy something.
That's a perfect way to describe it. Behavioral economists call it the pain of paying. Research actually shows using cash activates different brain areas compared to using cards. It's more visceral.
Interesting. Card payments feel so easy, almost abstract, like it's not real money sometimes.
So much less real. And that lack of friction, that lack of pain, makes it way easier to spend more. Studies back this up again and again. There was this one famous MIT study.
Oh, yeah.
They found people were willing to spend significantly more, I think it was like twice as much, for something desirable like event tickets if they could pay by credit card versus cash.
Wow, double just because it was a card.
Double. Because handing over that stack of cash felt more real, more immediate.
Yeah.
It made them hesitate. Parting with physical money is just a more vivid sensation, as one economist put it.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. The envelope system uses that feeling.
Exactly. It leverages that built-in hesitation. You have a fixed amount of cash in that envelope. When you spend it, you see it dwindling. It makes the cost real, the impact undeniable.
So the goal isn't just tracking where money went, it's using that feeling to force you to be more mindful and actually limit the spending.
Precisely. The absolute core goal is, when the cash in that envelope is gone, you stop spending in that category, period, until the next budget cycle.
Okay. Dining out money runs out mid-month.
No more restaurants until next month's cash comes in. The empty envelope is a hard physical boundary.
Right. It forces discipline through a physical limit. Okay, I get the why. Let's talk how. How do you actually start doing this? Walk us through the steps.
Okay, step one, and this is non-negotiable.
Yeah.
You need a budget. The envelopes don't work in a vacuum. You absolutely have to know your income, your fixed expenses, and how much you can realistically allocate to these variable categories.
So budget first. Makes sense. Doesn't matter what kind of budget.
Not really. You could do a traditional line item budget or a zero-based budget where every single dollar gets a job.
Income minus outgo equals 0.
Exactly. Or even something like the 50-30-20 rule, 50% needs, 30% wants, 20% savings or debt. The key is having clear, realistic target numbers for the categories you'll use envelopes for. The budget tells you how much cash goes in each one.
Got it. Budget done, target amounts figured out. Step 2.
Step 2 is picking your categories. Remember, this system shines for variable expenses. Those are the budget lines that fluctuate and often cause problems.
Things like groceries, eating out, gas.
Exactly. Those are the big ones. Groceries, gas or transport, dining out, coffee shops, entertainment, movies, hobbies, whatever, clothing, personal care like haircuts or makeup, maybe pharmacy copays, small car maintenance things, gifts.
What about like a fun money category?
Definitely. A personal spending or miscellaneous category is really common. Helps cover those little things that pop up. Some people even use it for pet supplies or small home repairs if those aren't fixed costs for them.
Okay, so the budget busters, the areas where spending can easily get away from you. What about fixed bills? Rent, car payment, utilities?
Right, those usually don't go in envelopes. You budget for them, obviously, but you typically pay them online or via auto draft. Putting cash in an envelope for your rent doesn't really add the same control since the payment method is different. The envelopes are for the spending you do out and about where you have choices.
Focus the cash where the leaks happen. Okay, budget, check. Categories, check. Step 3.
Step 3, get the cash. After your income hits your account, you need to go to the bank or a trusted ATM. You withdraw the total cash needed for all your envelope categories combined.
So if I have $400 for groceries, $150 for gas, $100 for fun, I pull out $650.
Correct. $650 in cash. And here's a pro tip a lot of sources mention. Think about the denominations. Ask the teller for specific bills.
Like smaller bills.
Yeah, maybe lots of 20s and $10, some $5, depending on your category amounts. If you need to put $75 in an envelope, having 20s, 10s, and 5s makes it way easier than trying to break 100. Makes the next step smoother.
Good tip. Avoid needing change right away.
Okay, back from the bank, cash in hand. Now what? Step 4 is the fun part for some people. Label and stuff the envelopes. Get your containers, could be plain white envelopes, could be those zippered pouches, maybe a dedicated budget binder, and label each one clearly. Groceries, gas, entertainment, etc.
And then just put the cash in.
Carefully count out the exact budgeted amount for each category and place it into its matching envelope.
Does the type of envelope matter? Those binders look kind of fancy.
Honestly, no. Functionally, a plain envelope works just as well as a fancy binder. The key is separate, labeled containers for each category's cash. But some people do find that using a system they like, visually colorful binders, custom labels, makes it feel more engaging, less like a chore, adds a bit of motivation.
Makes sense. Whatever keeps you using it. Okay, the envelopes are labeled stuffed, looking good. What's the make or break rule now?
Step 5, and this is absolutely crucial. You spend only from the correct envelope for that purchase. Going grocery shopping. Take the groceries envelope. Buying gas. Use cash from the gas envelope. Going to the movies. Entertainment envelope.
Only cash from that specific envelope.
Only from that envelope.
What if I'm at the store ready to pay for groceries and I realize the envelope is sitting on my kitchen counter?
Yes, the moment of truth. This is where the discipline comes in. According to the strict rules of the system, you either turn around and go home to get it.
Oh, wow. Seriously?
Seriously.
Yeah.
Or you don't buy the groceries right then. You come back when you have the envelope. It sounds harsh, but it reinforces the habit.
Okay, definitely harsh. What if I have the envelope, but the total rings up higher than the cash I have left inside?
Another critical moment. The rule is you put items back. You adjust your purchase right there at the register until the total matches the cash you have left in that envelope. One guide put it bluntly, no wiggle room, none.
So no borrowing from the gas envelope to cover extra groceries, no whipping out the debit card.
Ideally, no. Not if you're committed to the system for that category. The physical limit of the cash is the limit. It forces you to make choices right there.
Man, it really forces you to stick to the plan. Seeing the cash actually disappear makes that limit feel incredibly real.
It does. And that tangible limit is why it's so powerful against overspending, especially those little impulse buys at the checkout. When you physically count out bills for dinner and see that dining out envelope getting thinner, It hits differently than just tapping a card.
Yeah, it brings us right back to the psychology, doesn't it? We talked about the pain of paying. Are there other reasons cash works so well, according to the sources?
Yeah, definitely. It's not just the pain. It's also about engagement. When you use cash, you're usually more aware of the amount you're spending in relation to the price and what's left. There's a quick mental check happening.
Whereas with a card, it's easy to just think, yeah, I probably have enough in the account or on the limit.
Exactly. The focus shifts. Cash keeps you focused on the cost and its impact on that specific budget pile. Cards tend to make you focus more on the benefit of what you're buying, making the payment almost an afterthought. Research suggests this makes card users less sensitive to price, more easily swayed by marketing.
Interesting. It disconnects the purchase from the payment, almost.
It really can. And don't underestimate the visual feedback. Seeing that stack of bills shrink in the envelope throughout the month is powerful. It's instant, concrete feedback. You don't need to log into an app to know you're low on grocery money. You can feel it, see it. That constant visual cue reinforces the limit.
So tangibility, friction, visual cues, forced awareness.
Yeah.
It all adds up. Sounds super effective, but also, like, it takes serious willpower. What are the common ways people mess this up? What trips them up?
You nailed it. It takes discipline. The sources all agree the system itself is simple. The problems usually come from, well, us. Operator error, as they say, not sticking to it.
Okay, let's troubleshoot. Common problem number one, just not getting to the bank. Life's busy, forgetting to grab the cash.
Huge one, especially if you're not used to handling cash much.
Yeah.
The simplest solution, schedule it. Treat it like paying a bill. Put it on your calendar for payday. Make it a routine.
But what if payday's Friday, banks close Saturday morning, and I need gas like right now?
Yeah, that happens. The sources mention a workaround, but it's not ideal. You could use your debit card for that one essential thing and then just make sure you subtract that amount when you do get your cash withdrawal later.
But that feels risky. Easy to forget or overspend before you get the cash.
Very risky. It undermines the whole point. The best solution, though it takes time to set up, is to get to a point where you're living on last month's income. Build up that 1 month buffer.
So the money for this month's envelopes is already sitting there before the month starts.
Exactly. Then you can withdraw the cash whenever it's convenient, well before you actually need it. Takes the pressure off.
Smart. Saving helps the system work, Pierre. Okay, problem two. Doing this with a partner, and they forget the envelope or use a card for something you share, like groceries.
Communication breakdown waiting to happen. One tactic is splitting the cash for shared categories. You each carry half the grocery money, for instance. Increases the odds someone has cash.
But how do you track the total spent then?
That takes coordination. Maybe quick texts after spending or pooling receipts later to update a master tracker for that envelope. Another idea is keeping a small emergency buffer for shared costs in the bank account, maybe 10% of the category budget, usable by debit card only if an envelope is genuinely forgotten. But again, discipline is key. That buffer can't become the norm.
Discipline, discipline, discipline. Okay, problem three. I forget my own envelope.
Happens to the best of us. If you're near home, go back, seriously. It reinforces the habit. If you're far away, and it's essential, some people allow using a card, BUT, and this is a big but. You must take the exact cash amount out of the physical envelope as soon as you get home and, ideally, redeposit it.
So the envelope balance stays accurate even though the transaction wasn't cash.
That's the goal. Keep the allocation honest. But it's easy to forget the redeposit part or put it off, so it's another risky workaround.
So really the best, toughest option is just don't buy the thing if you forgot the envelope.
Often, yes. It's frustrating, but it's a powerful lesson in planning and sticking to the system. Prevents accidental overspending.
All right, problem four. The classic. Robbing Peter to pay Paul. Taking cash from the clothing envelope because the dining out one is empty 2 weeks in.
Oh, the temptation is real. Everyone acknowledges this happens. The advice is, try really, really hard not to. Especially, never take from a needs category like groceries to fund a wants category like entertainment. Just don't.
No grocery money for concert tickets? Got it.
Absolutely not. Now, if you find you're always short in one category and have tons left in another month after month, that's different. That's a sign your budget needs adjusting. The amounts you set initially were wrong.
So fixing the budget plan itself, not just shuffling cash around because you overspent on fun stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Use the system to inform your budget adjustments. Don't use borrowing to undermine the system. Okay, problem 5. Being scared to carry cash? It feels risky these days. Totally valid concern. The main fix is simple. Don't carry it all. Only take the specific envelopes you need for that specific trip or day's errands.
Just going to the supermarket. Only bring the groceries envelope.
Precisely. Leave the rest safely at home. Bonus. This also stops impulse buys in other categories because you literally don't have the money with you. If you do need to carry more, use common sense safety. Split it up, use a money belt, keep bags secure and in front of you. Just be smart about it.
Okay. Problem 6. Sheer inconvenience. Like not wanting to get out of the car in the rain to pay cash for gas inside.
Goals. Yeah, the lure of paying at the pump is strong. One source joked about sending your kid in. Probably not practical.
No, not my kids.
Tuckles.
Right.
The real answer is, you just got to suck it up sometimes. If you've committed to cash for gas, then accepting that tiny inconvenience is part of the deal. Is the budget control worth getting a bit wet? You decide.
Put your commitment to the test. Okay, final problem, number 7. Some people actually find having cash makes them spend more because it feels available.
Seems counterintuitive, right? But it happens. The fix is similar to the safety one. Only carry what you plan to spend on that outing. Don't bring the whole month's grocery budget for a quick milk run.
Any other tricks for that?
One idea was using paper clips inside the envelope. Clip together the cash you intend to save for later in the month. Creates a little physical barrier, makes you consciously unclip it if you're tempted to spend next week's money today. Gives you a pause. So those are the main hurdles. But what about adjusting things? What about edge cases?
Yeah, like what if you follow the rules but still run out of cash in an envelope way before the month ends?
That's the system working. It's showing you the limit. The rule is, you're done spending in that category. You have to make do. If the grocery envelope is empty,
You eat beans and rice from the pantry.
pretty much. Get creative with what you have. It's a learning moment. It forces you to pace yourself better next time. Now, if this happens every single month in the same category, even when you're trying,
Then the budget amount was too low to begin with.
exactly. That's when you need to adjust the budget allocation itself. The system revealed a flaw in your plan.
So you can change the amounts in the envelopes.
Yes, but strategically. After using the system for maybe 2 or 3 months, look at the patterns. Where are you always short? Where do you always have leftovers? Use that data to tweak your budget numbers for the next month. Don't just change it mid-month because you ran out.
Adjust the plan based on evidence, not on impulse. What about the happy problem? Money left over at the end of the month.
That's awesome. It means you came in under budget, you controlled your spending. High five.
So what do you do with the extra cash? Free money.
You've got options. You could give yourself a small, budgeted reward. Or, a really common method is to roll it over. Leave the leftover cash in the envelope and add next month's allocation to it. Build a buffer or lets you save up for something bigger in that category. But maybe the most powerful thing, take that leftover cash and throw it at your big financial goals. Use it to build up that starter emergency fund, that first $1,000 everyone talks about. Or use it to make an extra payment on jet, like with a debt snowball.
Turn those small wins into momentum for bigger goals. Nice. Okay, we touched on online shopping in couples. Let's dig in there. How do you really handle buying stuff online with physical cash? It seems impossible.
It's the system's biggest practical challenge, for sure. You need workarounds that keep the spending accounted for against the category limit, even though the transaction isn't cash.
Like what?
Manual tracking is one way. Have an online shopping envelope with cash. When you buy online with a card, you immediately write down the purchase and subtract the amount from the balance on the envelope or tracker sheet inside.
Like balancing a checkbook for the envelope?
Kinda, yeah. Or you could use prepaid gift cards. Buy an Amazon gift card with cash from your online envelope, then only use that card. Another way, more involved.
Uh-oh.
You have your online cash allocation set aside. You make the purchase online with your card. Then you immediately take that exact amount of cash out of your physical stash and, crucially, redeposit it into your bank account to cover the card charge.
Whoa, that sounds like a lot of steps. Easy to forget the redeposit.
Totally. Takes serious diligence. Online stuff just requires extra tracking effort if you're primarily using physical cash.
And for couples, beyond splitting cash.
Constant communication.
Yeah.
Check in regularly about shared envelopes like groceries or eating out. Hey, how much is left in the grocery envelope? Prevents surprises or accidental overspending by one person. Maybe a quick weekly envelope review together. Transparency is key for joint categories. Okay, so physical cash works, but it has hurdles. What if someone just can't or won't do the physical cash thing? Safety, convenience, online shopping.
Is there a way to get the benefits without the bills, like a digital version?
Yes, absolutely. People talk about a cashless or digital envelope system. It's about applying the principles, allocation, and containment using digital tools.
How's that different from just using a budgeting app?
Good question. Many budgeting apps are digital envelope systems. The key difference from just basic expense tracking is the proactive allocation. You assign your digital money to virtual envelopes or categories before you spend it, and the tool helps you stick to those limits.
Why go cashless?
Convenience is huge. No bank trips, no counting bills, security, no cash to lose, easier online spending, and potentially earning credit card rewards if you're disciplined enough to pay the balance off using your allocated funds.
Makes sense. So how do you set it up digitally?
Budgeting apps are the most popular way. Tools like YNB, Good Budget, every dollar they're designed around this virtual envelope idea. You link accounts, assign income to categories, your digital envelopes, and track spending against those balances in real time.
So the app acts like the envelopes, showing you what's left.
Exactly. Gives you that visual feedback. Some banks also offer tools now like virtual buckets or vaults within your main account where you can digitally stash money for different goals or categories.
Like mini savings accounts for spending categories?
Sorta, yeah. Another option is prepaid debit cards. Load one card just for groceries, another for gas. When the card's empty, you're done. Creates a hard digital limit.
What about just using regular cards and tracking really well?
You can, but that requires the most discipline. You use your normal cards, but you have to be absolutely meticulous about tracking every single purchase immediately in your app or spreadsheet against the category budget. You lose the automatic stop of running out of cash.
Yeah.
You rely entirely on your tracking and self-control. Regular check-ins, like daily, become essential.
So whether it's paper or pixels, tracking and sticking to the limits are everything.
Absolutely. Regular reviews, alerts, knowing your balances, that's crucial for both methods.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. The psychology, the steps, the problems, the digital options. Who does this system, physical or digital, really help the most?
The sources point to a few key groups. Definitely people with high variable spending. If groceries, eating out, entertainment are where your budget goes off the rails, this gives you structure.
And impulse buyers.
Big time. That hard stop, physical or digital, is a game changer for impulse control. It forces a pause. Also, anyone trying to break free from credit card debt or stop overdrafting. It forces you to spend only what you actually have allocated. And finally, it's often great for people new to budgeting. The visual aspect of physical envelopes or the clear digital categories makes the whole concept of allocating and tracking much more concrete and easier to grasp than just staring at bank statements.
Right, it makes the budget tangible. Okay, so that was a really deep dive into the cash envelope system. We hit what it is, how to do it, why it works psychologically, how to fix the common snags, handle leftovers and online buys, and even how to go cashless with it.
Yeah, the big takeaway is pretty clear, right? The envelope system, whatever form it takes, is a seriously powerful tool for getting spending under control. It takes work, takes discipline, but it provides a really solid framework.
The big pros. It slams the brakes on overspending, makes sticking to the budget almost automatic if you follow the rules. The cons. Physical cash can be inconvenient, maybe feel risky. Cashless requires intense tracking discipline.
It's not magic, like you said. Success depends on your commitment, but it gives you the structure to build those good financial habits.
So if you're one of those people wondering where the money goes, maybe give it a shot. You don't have to go all in. Try it for just one or two categories first. Maybe physical for groceries, digital for fun money. See what clicks for you.
And while you're doing it, really pay attention. What does it teach you, about your habits, your real priorities? Does feeling that cash leave your hand actually change your decision? Does seeing the digital balance drop make you pause?
Does it shine a light on those wants you've been pretending are needs? It's more than just managing money, isn't it? It's like financial self-discovery.
It really is. Think about that difference, tangible cash versus abstract digital numbers. How much does that feeling shape your choices? Does this system force a kind of self-awareness you didn't have before? It can be challenging, sure, but also really empowering to finally feel in control.